increased his return on each trade. Does that kind of make sense? Because just initially looking at what you're saying is what you're saying, Rannick. Here, I'll pop on the screen, or just a sec, Peter. I'll get my camera up in a sec.
There we go.
Is that you're partialing early, which is causing you to have a reduced amount. And again, be cautious when you hear people saying, like you're saying, you see people going 10R, 15R, all that. It's all perspective, right? So the best thing, and what I always say, is don't compare yourself to other traders. Compare yourself to how well you were doing a month ago. Are you better than you were yesterday? Are you better than you were a week ago? Are you better than a month ago? And as long as you keep comparing yourself to yourself and your improvement, you keep your emotions going in the right direction.
So guys, I'm just getting back to the market here, and what have you guys done? What happened here? What's with all these dipsy doodle moves here on the market this afternoon?
I like Roku.
Roku?
Hiltzy called out another good Roku trade.
All right. I just scalped UONEK over 4. It's a pretty wild and crazy stock.
I had
still good.
Ranajit. I was lucky on C, but I also had meetings all afternoon, so I was just finishing them up, and I come back and I'm like, I was watching it as I was on a meeting, especially right at 2:20 or something. Like the market just dropped. Like, what the heck happened there? It crashed for a sec. You fixed it. You guys want a poll? I can do a poll.
I just tweeted something.
Here we go. We were asking for a poll of where people were today.
UONEK is going to get halted here. Getting ready for a halt.
This is the one that was on our gappers, or is this the one that was on the gap down list this morning?
No, it was up yesterday. It was maybe gapping down a bit from this morning.
What's the symbol again, Brian?
UONEK.
Oh, that's a long one.
Yeah, I know. Uniform Oscar, November.
Urban 1. Wow.
Kilo.
Yes, got it. That's like spelling out an entire word here. Urban
1. Yes.
If you're going to have such a long symbol, why wouldn't they just make it urban or something? Anyways.
I think urban's already taken.
Really? The whole word?
SPY is... Not really. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. Well, anyway, SPY is back up at the VWAP and coming back strong. You missed your 3 o'clock Microsoft sell-off.
Did I? Let's see what happened with Microsoft here at 3. Oh wow, you're right. It sold off right after 3:02. Oh man, snooze you lose.
You snooze, you lose. Yeah, U1 is also a runner today. Wow, it's a big, and it's halted again. It's been halted numerous times here. It's a big.
U1 is the same. It's the same company.
Oh, you know what? It must be this. This one must be the U1 with the EK on the end, with the K on the end. Must be.
Yeah, they say
it's like warrants. Is it the warrants?
I don't know, Brian. They say one. The UONE is class D stock. UONEK. No, sorry, class A common stock. With the K, it's class D stock. So I don't know. What's class A versus class D?
Usually different class stocks have stuff like different voting privileges and that kind of thing. The K may not have any. May not be voting.
Class D are no load shares. Class D have lower expense ratios than ANC twins. Blah blah blah.
So,
Huh.
and in bankruptcy, if the shareholders get anything, and there's different classes of shares, of course, that
So yeah, Class D basically have no voting rights, and they're considered no load shares, so that that mutual funds can put in their portfolios without at lower cost because they don't have to manage the voting rights.
yeah.
So interesting. Okay, there you go. You learn something new every day. It's good to know.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see, guys. I'll just give you another 2 seconds on the response, and we'll shut her down. Let's see what the results are. Oh, I forgot to put my little pie chart up there. Looks like in the room, 44% of you were green, 43% red. That's quite an even distribution. Interesting. Only 13% watching. Normally you get more people that are just watching, but that's very different today. All right, so almost sort of 50-50 between red and green.
Kind of like how the market's 50-50 over the VWAP, it looks like this afternoon. If you put two horizontal lines over the top and bottom.
Yeah. Whew. Okay, so your setup is wonderful. The $1 million question: how do I know it's approaching VWAP? Ranajit, you're asking me a question. I assume you're still talking about my trade on C? Is that what you're looking at? Because if you're asking, yes, okay. Well, let me go back. Let me first say, let me take a second to review. Is there anybody in a trade right now or see a trade potential? We still have 22 minutes left in the day. If there's anything there that I should be looking at to trade, I'd like to know, because I haven't had a trade since, well, I've only really had one trade today.
Oxy, and I don't know. Things seem pretty choppy right now. I'm not really sure.
Let's see, work. Looks like it's heading up to a daily level. I don't see a lot going on there. Let me take a peek at Oxy.
I was looking at work, because work actually kind of broke out today. It's right at a moving average on the daily.
Yeah, but look at that daily chart, man. That's craziness. Huh?
No, I know. It actually needs to break out from this level to be interesting.
Oxy's sitting at VWAP, so I don't know where it's going. AMD, somebody's mentioning. Let's take a peek. I do like AMD generally. Right now, yeah, I'm not sure what it's doing. Wow, I don't like those V reversals. It's done a couple of them today. That's not so good. And William is still trading a Roku. He's in what?
Stuck.
You're in Roku at 119.70. How is that?
Ooh,
Short?
you're chasing it up.
Or long?
If you're long, you're kind of chasing it.
Yeah.
What was I looking for? I was going to look at BA. BA is down below 200 again.
Let me quickly, Ranajit, just since you were asking about the C trade, let me go over it quickly because it wasn't that complex of a setup really, right? But let me show you what I saw on it. So I've got it up on the screen here. So first off, when I was looking at C, I just saw a general downward trend. And I was noticing specifically there actually wasn't a lot of volume spikes. So for me, that told me it wasn't going to I didn't expect it to make any huge moves. The volume was about its average over, its RVol, so relative volume was about at 100%. So I was just watching it to see what it would do. What I noticed was very specifically and simply, tried to get through VWAP once, a second time, a third time, failed all 3 times. So by the time the 4th time it came up and didn't even make it to VWAP, that's why I went short right here, because I was expecting for a break of this moving average. I do like the 50 moving average, but more importantly, it was really just the fact that it couldn't get through VWAP. It seemed to me my risk to reward was fantastic. right? The distance between where I was and VWAP was like 20 cents. And at the time, if I looked at the low of the day was about 50 cents away. So I figured I should, if it does move, I should get a move to the low of the day, which wasn't really, wasn't really that far of a stretch. I was sorry, it was about 60 cents away from where I entered, right? You can see it was 54.48, like I've got up on the screen here. And I got in at 55.10. So my risk to reward was about 3 to 1. It looked like a good opportunity, so I just said, well, it seemed like a great trade. So I took it with the anticipation again that I would get down to low of day, but then it just kept going. This thing just kept going, and I said I got like $2.60 out of it. I think at my best partial, it's a lot more than I was expecting. So I got 13 to 1 on a partial, which obviously does you some good on a day. So said it wasn't that complex of a setup. It was really just hitting its head on VWAP, good risk to reward, take the trade. What do I preach all the time? Because I've struggled with it for many years. Take the damn trade. TTDT, exactly. I talk about that all the time. Take the damn trade already, right? So I'm trying to steel myself to do that. In this case, it worked. So there you go.
Take the trade. Yeah.
I think was that your sister?
Yeah.
Proud.
I think Roku's going to go through 120 here. By the looks
There it goes. Man,
Here we go.
Roku's strong this afternoon.
Let me get Mike on screen. I have been negligent in my duties here.
We're all running just a little bit behind.
I had some very emotional meetings. It was quite interesting, but anyways, now we're back to trading. Let's focus on that.
Big ask at 120 on Roku on the level 2.
Yeah, let me pull up Roku again. I want to see good old Roku.
So ran it to how I found it. It's one of those where it was actually Jared. This is what I love about being in this community, because people are watching different things. Jared usually has a view on different industry sectors. He's been watching the financial services sector for, I don't know, at least the last couple of weeks. And he mentioned, I don't know if he mentioned C specifically, but he mentioned that the banks, that he was looking at the banks. And I keep on my banking list Wells Fargo, WFC, JP Morgan at JPM, and Citigroup. And I was just flipping between the three of them, and C was just at that spot where that setup looked good. So, I did my quick assessment and took the short trade. So you're right. I wasn't originally watching it, but the room is as good, or if not better, of a scanner than anything else, in my opinion. Because if other people are watching it, then they sort of pre-filtered for me. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, and on days like this today, especially when you have that really large gappers list in the morning, but nothing really has a catalyst per se, I typically just look for the best stock in each sector, right? So I had C on my watch list from the banking sector as well. It had the highest R-ball in the pre-market. So,
I essentially got
and it was
only move
significantly higher.
from my opinion. If you look at C
there you go.
overall today, it didn't do much. Like, I just got lucky that was like the one move it decided to make today.
And there's Roku. There's your Roku trade over 120.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let's go back and peek at Roku.
Man, is anybody still in that from the where Hiltzy called it out at 115-ish, 115.20?
I unfortunately I missed it, but I did take the 120 break. that was easy.
Got out at 120 Sky. Classy list. Yeah, ran it. There is not a way. Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I said I got out at 120.27. Made some.
Yeah, I can imagine he'll see a little FOMO there since you were done for your day and you just watching. But Vranik, with the only way in DAS to set up any alert for a high of the day or low of the day is for you to manually input an alert into the system. So Jenny, in the morning, so let's take the banking sector, right? WFC, JP Morgan, Citi, Bank of America. I'll look at all four of them and I just look at who's got the highest volume compared to what they normally do. Does one of the four have some type of news that's going to cause them to move? And then the last thing I look for is I look for the pre-market RVOL, which if you have TI, the single stock scanner will give you a decimal percentage. So like today, let me see, what did Citi have? Citi was at 1.27, which isn't all that great, but the rest of them were all below 1. So and you don't even need to have that TI scanner. You can do it with the gappers list that's up there in the chat room, and you can look at all four of them and just which one looks the best, what charts look the best, which one has any type of news volume, and then go from there. I wonder if Roku's going to push 121. It's got another large ask up there at 121 on the level 2.
What's the news on Roku? It's obviously moving something.
Yeah. Did anybody get anything? I hadn't seen anything come out on Benzinga. Yeah, nothing on Benzinga with Roku.
So JD made new all-time high today. It did pull back from that all-time high, but it's definitely been a strong stock.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah. MGM, a little bit weak today.
SQ was another one that pushed up again.
Yeah, SQ's up 4%, just under 4.
And it's going back to that level where you were trading it for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
100 levels. So.
Nikola pulled back today. Couldn't break out. I loved the way that went into the close yesterday, and that's why I picked up a few hundred shares after the market. Really dipped in the aftermarket.
Ooh,
Good
nice.
And I sold it in the pre-market, which was near the high. Take the money and run.
Take it and run. Take it and run.
Yeah, that's
so I was looking at crowd, but it rejected the high of the day. So.
Are you singing old songs on me again, Brian?
Yeah. Or it could be quoting an old Woody Allen movie too.
Okay.
Have you seen that movie?
I don't think so. I'm not sure which one you're referring to. So, never was a big Woody Allen movie fan.
Okay. It was a
Yeah.
really funny movie. Let's see here. Market's pushing back up.
Wow.
Last 10 minutes.
Yeah, look at my Microsoft leap up there. What's going on with Apple? Similar jump.
I'm waiting for Microsoft to make that run at that 200 level. Apple.
Oh my god, all the computer equipment in this room, it heats this thing up.
I feel that at my house. Here it's not too bad because Oregon stays pretty cool and I'm by a big window, so. Nine minutes left. Are you in a trade, Peter? Oh no, you were one and done today, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind taking another trade, but I said I wasn't planning to be one and done, but I guess you never do, and that's a good thing. I was thinking, oh, I missed it. Darn it. I was wondering whether I should take Microsoft on that pop, but I missed it while I was plugging in my fan, so there's the drop after the pop.
Concentration.
Yeah, exactly. Focus. Focus, buddy. Come on.
Focus.
That's my other expression that I use all the time. This one here. Watch what you're watching. Don't get distracted.
Watching. That's a good saying.
Because I find that when you trade all day, it's different than like Andrew who just trades the open. It's easy to be focused. Well, it's easier to be focused for half an hour or so, right? But over 6.5 hours, the length of the market, it's hard to maintain that focus. And I find I'm staring at a stock, or I can stare at my screens, but I'm not seeing anything. Right? I bet you
Yeah.
a lot of us run into that where and then suddenly you're like, what the heck? I was watching this the whole time. How did I miss that move? And it was clearly set up and like I should have been seeing this over the last 10 minutes, but suddenly I'm caught totally by surprise when the thing moves and I'm like it told me what it was going to do, but I just wasn't actually watching it. I was just staring blankly more or less. Yeah. It's hard. It's harder to sort of stay completely focused. My dad used to work for air traffic control, and he used to tell me about it when I was a kid, and how that was like one of the dangers they had, that you could stare blankly at a screen, basically watching two planes on a collision course without saying, "Oh my God, I'm actually supposed to take action here." So that's a typical issue of those that work with large reams of data.
Yeah, ticker tape Terry. Hiltzy doesn't use it, and I've been experimenting with it. That's what I'm using this time that I'm away from my house, experimenting with the Hyundai scanner, and it's actually working out pretty well. It gets you good alerts. You just then need to determine what criteria you want to trade when it comes to volume and the price action, because sometimes it will populate stocks that, I mean, you just look at it, you can tell the volume isn't where it needs to be, and the price action doesn't move very nice. But this morning I got Baba, I got Microsoft, Roku, all kinds of different ones. Focus. Good one, Sean.
That's Sean posted here. It's thanks, The Rock. The Rock for president.
Wafu has done a bit of a sprint into the close here.
Wow, look at IQ shoot up here into the close as well. Roku. What's Roku up to right now? So Roku pulled back down below 120. Your U1 is still paused. Although it looks like the U1K is still trading. I don't understand that. Is it? I think so. Yeah, it's still trading.
Yeah. Got about 4.5 minutes left, so. Ooh, yeah, IQ.
The only thing left in the day
IQ
are
all day.
momentum trades. Really, that's all we can. That's all you can do. Yeah, I was thinking I had SQ on a secondary list to watch, but SQ didn't end up doing much today, so that wasn't a big play, as it turns out. I saw some members had a good play on AMD. I don't know if that was Jennifer or somebody I saw in the room had a good play on AMD short. I looked at it and said, yeah, it looked good. I just didn't see it myself. I wasn't watching it. Airlines and cruise lines have largely just gone sideways this afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chris, have you found that? Are you saying you've been killing the close just today with IQ, or does it typically go up into the close? Okay, so you never played it before. You're just saying today. All right. Well, today it certainly is.
MGN. Buzz time, baby.
Buzz time. Buzz time.
It's just, I like that. What's not to love about that name?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Chris, just be careful with IQ. IQ can be a very choppy stock if it's not moving on some type of catalyst or news that makes it move. It's not as nice as SQ, put it that way.
So some interesting news out of China about them sort of trying to do a bit of a lockdown on Beijing.
And Beijing, yeah, and all the schools being shut down again.
Yeah, interesting.
Interestingly, they Benzinga went and announced a whole list of all of these educational stocks. I didn't look at any of them, but it seemed like they were all up. They were all trading higher.
Yeah.
Is that the assumption?
like
Because online training will become the thing?
Don't tell that Carlos.
Yeah, that's like Wafu.
Carlos is not looking forward to it. Yeah, there he is. See, he's not looking forward to another semester
lockdown.
of homeschooling.
A la you're showing the S&P getting knocked.
No, I did.
Pit spun. Pit maneuver.
Kind of got away on me. Oh, look at that! It really, it gapped up too much, and then I didn't chase it.
Oh.
You know, when it
I
really
wanna
gets
take
away from you.
Microsoft short.
And the
Let's
rewards there.
see what it'll do. Let's see if it would have worked.
Got 30 seconds.
No, I'm not
Giving you
taking
your
it.
30-second warning, Peter.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
in the
not.
trade.
I'm not in anything. I was gonna take it short at 193.20, but it's right back at 193.20 now. It had dropped. It looked like it was gonna go down, but it didn't get any lower than 192.94. So, and right now I would be in a losing position. So it's a good thing I didn't try and short that.
Roku. Afternoon trade of the day right there.
Woof! Look at Microsoft. Microsoft
There
getting
you
a little punch into the close here, a little punch up. Okay, well, another one in the books.
SPY jumped up to VWAP.
It's I always find it strange on days where you only have one trade and can be perfectly happy with that. But I'm happy to be here. So good day for me. Let's see what we got after the close today. Oracle.
Yeah, Oracle.
Groupon.
That's right.
Groupon is reporting. That's about it. Oracle should be right now. It doesn't tend to trade much after hours, from what I recall. Pretty sure. Is it a NYSE? Yeah, it's a NYSE stock. Oracle got a push up into the close, though. People expecting some good numbers, I guess. We'll find out soon enough.
Yeah.
Groupon is the other one that might be interesting. Let's put Oracle here. Groupon. Although I have to say, Groupon, they're still out there? That's sort of like, I don't know, like Yahoo. I don't know, I didn't know that it was still a thing.
AOL.
AOL, yeah. Is AOL still alive? No. They went under a long time ago.
Yes,
right?
AOL's. You got mail.
Yeah. Surely that's not still out there. All right. Well, hey, Mike, maybe you were paying more attention today than I, because I said I had like tons of meetings today. What's the summary of the day? What happened? What did today look like?
Pretty much everything went sideways in the afternoon. But so the big one was Roku in the afternoon. If you pull up Roku,
Whew.
Oops.
and there goes Oracle. Oracle's moving.
Oh, let's see here. Oh, Oracle.
Yeah,
Just,
pull up Oracle.
Oracle lost what it had gained there in the last. Oh no! Wait! It's back.
Nope, it's back.
What are the numbers? I don't see the numbers yet on Oracle. We're trading tiny volume here. I only see 20,000 shares traded. So this is moving on total speculation by just a couple of people. Anyways, you were talking about Roku?
Anyways, so Roku, if you pull it up right around 2:30 in the afternoon, we had Hiltzy who actually called it out. He'd been watching Roku all day. He actually took it earlier, but he called it right about 115.23 is the level that had the high of the day. Once it broke that, right in that area, it kind of did one little slight pullback down to the 9 moving average on the 1, and then it just continued up for the rest of the day. Never even looked back, really. And there was no real news on it. It was just something that Hiltzy watches on a constant basis, so he called it out to the room. It's a good call out for us.
Yeah.
The markets overall, after the fabulous pre-market incline, I guess you could say that it had in the pre-market today, kind of consolidated for the first hour of the market, then sold off, hit the 200 moving average on the 5-minute, bounced up to VWAP, and then it just traded along VWAP for much of the afternoon till about 3 o'clock when it lost the 312 level and started testing. If you pull it up on the if you pull up a 5-minute on the SPY, you can actually see it very well. It continuously tested that 200 moving average there. 1, 2, 3, almost 4 times going into the close. So it definitely was respecting that level today. So it'd be interesting to see what it does tomorrow, whether we get a gap up or a gap down. Like you say all the time, I hope we get a very small move going into the open and then allow us to trade the move after the market opens.
Indeed, yeah, exactly.
It's always much, much better.
Let's come back to Oracle for a second, guys. The numbers are out. They've been out for a couple of minutes. Their sales missed slightly, delivering 10.4 billion versus an estimate of 10.67. However, they beat on revenue. Yeah, their earnings per share was up 4 cents, overachieving to $1.20. So I think the mixed results are why we're seeing all of that gyration. Earnings, well, sales being down is usually what gives you an indication of what earnings will be next quarter, so could be that's why it's driving lower. Earnings usually is a measure of what they've delivered now, whereas your sales usually leads to what they're likely to deliver next quarter. So we're seeing certainly Oracle drop. So it might be worth, maybe it'll be worth watching tomorrow. I think I've traded it a couple of times. I know I've traded it a couple of times, but I also know that I've never really enjoyed it. I've never had a good trade on Oracle that I can remember. So
Nicey stock.
Yeah.
he says
Yeah,
with
nicey
disdain.
doesn't move very nice.
Say with with a lot of disdain in my voice.
Nicey. Nicey's
Stock.
I spit on you.
Yes, fucked in your general direction.
Yeah, nice.
Quote some Monty Python now, eh? All right.
Yes. All right.
I'll have to download that image, but yeah, so that was pretty much the market. It got you did not miss anything from your normal trading time this afternoon, Peter. It was very, very, very slow.
All right. Well, maybe I had a good day for a lot of meetings then. So,
Yeah.
Michael, yeah, I find
was-
that over time you stare at the markets for 230 days a year for several years, and you start to remember a lot of stocks. And I'm not that good at remembering these things, but some burn themselves into your memory in painful ways, others in glorious ways. Some you just I just know if I get a vague unease, I'm like, yeah, I don't think that went well before. But
Cake.
cake, yes. Well, we know we got a cake for you, yeah.
Yeah, cake.
Mind has the mind has a way of remembering bad experiences.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's good. It's a warning. It allows you to avoid issues.
That's right. It's our genetics.
Yeah.
Zoom is zooming into the aftermarket. It's challenging 200 again. It's 99.95 right now. Did it get up to 200 today? Yes, it's been well over 200. Yeah, it was 209.75 back. I guess that would have been, was that yesterday or today? It's today, I think. It did get over 200 today. So that's a classic move. You push through a number like a monumental number like 200, and then have a pullback.
Is that Zoom?
That is Zoom. Oh no, that's
No.
BA. So
No.
I
BA.
yeah, I apologize. That was BA I'm looking at. I had Zoom where the BA chart is right now.
Okay.
So my mistake there. All right. Well, I'm going to grab some lunch and then get on with the rest of my day. And you guys, I guess, Peter, your day is almost done.
Yep.
And Mike and I are on the left coast.
I got some sun this afternoon here in Oregon. It's not raining anymore, so probably start the second project that I got to do.
We got sun today up in Vancouver too. So, all right, everybody. Well, the wrong coast, Carlos. All right, guys. Have a good rest of the day wherever you happen to be in the world, and we'll catch you in the morning.
Yes.
See you.
Have a good day, Brian.
Mike, take it easy, guys.
Later, Brian. Oh, Oracle is dropping more than I would have thought here. So interesting.
Yeah. That one may be in play tomorrow. I got to keep that on my.
Got on my
I'm like
list
you,
here.
Peter.
So,
Oracle. I gotta put that on the list so I can look at that in the morning
it's tomorrow, Wednesday.
as so.
Oracle. Tomorrow, Wednesday. It's a big day. It's the day that we're going to have our next success webinar.
Yes.
We're gonna
I'm
be
looking
doing
forward to this one.
We're going to be doing it on double tops and double bottoms. Or Andrew has been on a kick recently saying that you should name all your strategies, which is, that's a good idea. It's easy way to get a reference point for a strategy. So I decided to call this the Mountain Pass strategy. So we'll be, and I shared with you guys some of the stats, but anyways, we've got a lot of material. I'll look forward to going through and explaining how I see it, and it should be a good webinar tomorrow at 8 p.m.
I'm definitely looking forward to it because I trade something very similar to that. So I'm interested to see what you're looking for. I think it's just our entries are different. I think we look for the same indicators going in. I just look for a little bit more confirmation for my entry.
Sure. Yeah.
So.
And it's funny as I thought about teaching it, I realized how much nuance there is in it the way I actually trade it, because I've got like a dozen different scenarios that I'll trade in my head, but they're not all purely the pattern, I suppose. So you got to start somewhere. So we'll start by showing you what the pattern looks like, and then you can create your own sort of customization to it. And I may just use my Citigroup from today as an example, because that's an example of where I used the basics of this strategy, but used it in a slightly different fashion to lead towards a good outcome. Now, that could have failed as easily as it worked, but but it's all about putting yourself in the right place to take advantage of the opportunities.
Yes, agreed.
Oh, anyways, with that. Hotkey from the cover position after you partial. Steve Mack, sure.
I think that's the break even.
Yeah, this is moving the stop to the break even. I can absolutely share that. I'll post it in the room right now. Don't forget, it includes the CXL at the beginning. It's the CXL space. It's the only space in the whole script, which is why it puts it on a separate line, but it's everything I just put in that text. So, and there you go. All right. Yeah. With that, let me say thank you to everybody on YouTube. We invite you always to join us in the room. Hopefully you'll consider it one of these days. Join us. We have a lot of fun. And we announce a lot of trades. Like we were saying today, right? Our members were calling out trades, helping give people trade ideas. I know, Mike, you said, hey, Hiltzy was calling out some, and I got some from Jared, and I mean, it's I think it's great because it means you're not alone. So consider joining us. You can join for a week for just $24. Closing Bell 24 is the code to use on that one. Just put it up here for you to look at quickly. If you want to join us, use that code to get a discount. 1 week trial. Closing Bell 24. All right. With that, enough PR. If you like the broadcast, by the way, don't forget to hit the like button in YouTube. Appreciate that. Otherwise, we'll see you guys later tomorrow morning, perhaps at the open, the pre-market show with Carlos and Norm. Yeah, Norm is back. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
and back to his regular show. So that's great. All right.
Yep. He'll be